What drew me to this project, first and foremost, was a story that I felt had to be told. And I think that when you're making decisions in your life about how you're going to spend your time, you should do so carefully and with sincerity. And when I read the script, I just knew there was no way that I could not make this film.
The kind of stories that I'm drawn to and drawn into making are human stories. It allows us to get a perspective of what it's really like to go through some of these human traumas and struggles that people all over the world experience.
For me, if I'm going to be doing a project, it's got to be something I'm passionate about, something I believe in. It's got to be something that can change people. Otherwise, why am I doing it?
I love stories that deal with the human condition, people. What we do, man's inhumanity to man. What makes you decide that you have the right to kill somebody else? Like what makes people arrive at that point?
In Honor Of is based on an article that I read when I was about 15 years old. Actually, my dad read it to me, and it struck me really heavily. It was the story of a girl whose family turned against her.
What's appealing to me about this story is that you have a family that a lot of people should be able to see a bit of themselves in. And the way the story unfolds, the viewer is going to be allowed to attach themselves to that part of the story before they're confronted with the ugliness that waits for them at the end of it.
For me, what I really wanted to explore was how it would feel for the person that this is happening to, how it would feel to be looking at your family and remembering all the amazing things that you did together, all the love and all the ways they shaped who you are, but then also knowing that these are the people that were turning against you and ultimately would be your end.
I think there's an opportunity here that wouldn't be found in a mainstream cinematic endeavor. And that's really like one of the gems of working in short narrative, is that you get a chance to touch on these things that don't get touched on enough.
This film centers around a phenomenon that not a lot of people even know happens. And actually, it happens a lot all over the world. 5,000 of these things happen every year.
This kind of mentality does exist, and I think we're all in the same boat, knowing that it has to stop.
In Western society, we really have the tendency to look at what's going on out in the world, and the troubling things that we may see that do happen, we very quickly associate them with other groups of people. And that's very relative to this story because we want to break that wall down.
So I think that people should be made to be aware of it and to experience and to feel what it's like to be in that situation. The cast that we have is actually incredible. It was kind of a long process, but I think we all wanted to get the best possible people for the roles. It's definitely an ensemble piece, so every single character needed to be just right, and I think we did it.
There's like no one main character. It's really everyone's story. Everybody, everything they do really adds up to the whole big story that it is. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see.
That was something that was really important to us in casting this film, is that not just that we have good actors and people that were competent in their craft, but people that really understood and cared about the material. And we definitely have that here.
So we really need your help to see this project through. Filmmaking is expensive, and there's a lot of things that you incur when you're making a film. For example, from the lighting, from the production, from the sound engineer, to the editor, to the cast, to the crew, feeding the cast and crew, to locations, to permits, to camera equipment. They add up.
This one we really can't make without all of your help. So whatever you can donate, whether it's $10, $15, $50, if you're feeling really generous, $100, would be really, really, really appreciated. So thank you.